is starting now. Plane is up, plane path, almost a perfect 45-degree angle, cutting from the northwest to the southeast. So one of the more fair plane paths we've seen on the day.
Yeah, I would say so. Not bad for teams all the way, except for the team that has to go all the way towards Torre or Azahar. Everything should be good enough. Final game! Which region, which country will it be? So far only from China and Korea. Grabbing those chicken dinners. Would like to see at least a finish from other region now.
I'm really hoping that we can see. I think K7. There's glimpses from them. Lockslock at times has been playing really well. Even GEX Yan Lee has played very good for them. Sun Sisters just need a little more confidence at the right times. And Detonation Gaming White, even though they're at the bottom, they're a team that should be doing better, I think. And I'm just kind of waiting for them to have a round where they get like 10 kills in a win. I really mean that. I'm not just, I've seen them do it, and I know they're capable.
All these teams have the potential because they've got the first, second, third place or up to 6th place from the regionals. Pero, what?
So Mamu here trying to take advantage of the fact that motorcycle is heavy.
Yeah, motorcycle is heavy, and you actually win a lot of those car fights, which is somewhat unreasonable, but bike is actually a very good tool to win the duels against those big vehicles.
Yeah, we actually loaded up the bike with lead. Like we put not just leaded gasoline, but also like actual lead bricks inside of it. So if there was ever like a nuclear explosion and you needed to hide yourself from radiation,
right behind the
motorbike.
Okay, not the tri-bike, please. That is not the bike.
Nope.
And
there's a reason we don't have that in PUBG Sports.
As you don't have to waste bullet popping the third tire. And we do have the circle, very northern favor circle here, as a lot of teams from the bottom will be having a tough rotation, especially Entus because of the flight path. They ended up dropping all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, here it is. There's a grenade that explodes right up there too, and Ro is just like, thanks, open arms, as we get the replay from this wild finish. Forever doing everything he can to keep this one going for 4 a.m. But at the end of the day, EJ just has great sight lines underneath those stands, and then he's just going to outduel Forever here towards the end.
Somewhat clean finish. I was thinking that 4 a.m. has the power. Africa Freaks, they didn't really show this many moment of showing their power in the combat against the full squad. Finally showing some more signs, but I think when they're pushing from the hillside, which is somewhat lacking from Africa Freaks right now, using this chicken dinner to gain momentum, gain confidence boost, to make those type of bold plays. If they continue to make those bold plays, maybe looking for maybe a top 3, top 4 finish.
I'm right there with you, absolutely 100%. Now K7 is trying to pick on VLG's rotation a bit. VLG's trying to get a little more north of K7. K7's trying to cut them off, but I think, oh boy, okay, you can't actually get up that hill, Hikari. With that Murado, you don't have enough torque in those wheels on that type of terrain, so he is going to have to abandon it. This is the weird thing about Miramar is the Murado's fantastic because it's fast. It has good like cover if you're getting shot at when you have the hooded one.
It's loud, it's cool.
The torque is garbage. It can't get up those sandy hills at all.
It's a great vehicle, but sometimes you just have to press Control M and then use the vehicle because it's way too loud. Yeah, but sometimes you can get stuck. That's why you see a lot of these teams using the 4x4 or the motorbikes to go on top. Of course, you do not want to use that minivan.
Absolutely. So the landmark change being pointed out by observers is due to the plane path, not due to anybody contesting it or anything like that. It's purely plane path based, as the plane basically cut right across the south part of Los Leones.
Yes.
Long range shots from MCG into Sun Sisters. I'm hoping that Sun Sisters can find some success here in this last round. Crazy Sam, we know, is a very, very good player. I would put him up there with a lot of the good players in Korea and China. it's some of the other players that need to kind of pick it up and get going with him.
Yeah, always the Korean commentators did highlight Crazy Sam in every single global event when he was playing out there, as he oftentimes was called about 50% or more firepower from their entire squad. That's how good Crazy Sam is from the team.
He has a great haircut too.
That should also be highlighted.
It's good hair. He's got a nice haircut. All right, a little bit of a vehicle, oopsie-daisies for GEX, but they're okay. It's out in the middle of nowhere, really. There's nobody even remotely close to them.
Oh, yeah.
So that's not a problem. This might be a problem, though, as 4AM and Gen G don't like each other very much.
Oh, no. It's 4AM with only 2 members, though.
Yeah.
Aqua 5's got some angle covered by the top. Loki.
Oh, no.
Guppy's got that good lock. Roundhouse.
Oh, boy.
Oh, crazy.
G-Glaive not good for Gen G. That's not the way you want to start this fight. And now Godby has enough time to get the heals off because there was another knock over on the back end. The rest of 4AM has arrived. And it is crazy getting knocked here by Anonix. That's one, at least, for Gen G. Aqua 5 was the one who was knocked. So it's Pio and Anonix. Again, if you're going to ask for 2 players to be involved in a fight for Gen G, it's those 2, but it's not looking great.
Yeah, flashed and Guppy looking for a side angle. Pio should have him covered. Did see him for a split second.
Woo! He gets a little bit of damage from that N4. That's going to send him around the corner. Good call-outs, good communication between Anonix and a Pio on that one to get the knock onto Godby, trying to get the finish. Lou is so hurt. He survives with a sliver of health, but look who showed up to the party. It's a freak of freaks.
And they're trying to take advantage of it, but POD, he's got to look for that finish first, and the Crazy Sam is down. So trying to get that easy shot from the top as 4AM, Gen G, they're stuck here. They're not getting out soon enough.
You got to fight this one through, and it's going to be Lou losing to Anonix. Anonix has been so good in these close quarter battles for Gen G in this fight, and now he's looking to see if they can finish. Job Forever steps out on the bench, or on the balcony, excuse me, and Hansia put some shots into his back, but didn't get the knock. And for 4AM, it started good, but it's falling apart.
Yeah, good news for all the other teams as they've seen the kill feed. As some members of 4AM going down, Gen G going down. That's a good news for the rest of the 14 teams.
Hansia is just kind of chilling, just like, okay, guys, like, if someone comes outside of this building up on the northern side, I'm gonna take that point. Thank you very much.
Yeah, because Africa Freaks, they don't have the entire squad here. It's still 2-2 split. He's just trying to get those kills steal, maybe.
Yeah, he doesn't. Africa doesn't need to come here. There's no reason. They have decent position. This is totally fine to just see if they can pick up an extra point somewhere. That's all you really need in this. You don't want to lose Hansia early on to this. Lou is pretty much. We're going for it. Okay.
Yep, getting that rest onto Shallow should be okay, as I think Gen G, yeah, because he's also getting shots from Africa Freaks. Scared that they are going to be shut down from the hillside. They are choosing in the building.
Good smokes here from 4AM to cover this door so they can get to Lou. And this is really smart from 4AM. We talked about it earlier on today, G-Cliff, where they're much better this particular event than they have been in the past so far this year at getting back to their teammates and getting them rezzed.
Yeah, exactly. As Guppy did show a lot of his power. As before, he was a risky player, not as much in PCS3. I think he leveled up to another spot that just near perfected the team back in PCL, and also in this tournament, still 2v2. What in the world? Getting that shot in through the window. Wow, so fast from Forever.
He's so good. He is just absolutely just cracked out of his mind. We're waiting for this next circle, as you know we did go pretty far north, so we're seeing a little bit of battling. For position early on. Hard shifts tend to send people that way, as there was not a lot of teams that dropped up towards the north because the plane was just shifted a bit
back
towards the
into
south.
San Martin. No, right on top. As this could be near the mountain finish and near MCG. They're still right there near the circle. Entus trying to make that late rotation now because they started all the way south this time.
Yeah, there's actually Entus still in the blue. Grenade gonna come through, doesn't get the knock onto Lou. It looked like it might be good enough, but just not quite. Lou's gonna have to heal up. Already one knock in the belt for him, so he doesn't want to go down again because you bleed out so much faster on that second one than the first.
Yeah, OPGG just lost a member against Tiamba there, making a hard shift into the circle.
I like what Pero's doing, just watching the map a bit while this fight continues to go on. They kind of pushed in the center of their mountain, but Mamu, they're doing a 1-3, and I thought they might be better off grouping as 4. All right, back to this fight.
He's saying we've got to get this down. Either we go down or you guys go down right now.
They saw that move by Pio, so he catches some damage from that grenade. Now he's behind the haystack, and he's going to kind of dance back and forth. He knows there's 2 there. He can't find a good angle to get shots, and his feet are a bit exposed underneath that vehicle, so he backs off.
Xiaolu was on fire, so could not really help Forever right there. Pio, it's basically 2 1v1s right now. Yeah, Forever gathered up with Xiaolu near the building. Pio is trying to juke, open up the angle.
I just want to point out quick, nobody else is around this anymore. Everybody just left. They're like, all right, you two fight.
This is at the edge of the next circle, so.
This is like when your parents get fed up with you fight. Oh, Anonix
gets on top!
Oh my goodness, gets up on top. So smart here from Anonix. That is going to be 1 more player left. Forever prone. He's the prawn gamer on the ground, trying to see what he can do to get this 2v1. Because again, nobody else is here.
We see this much, but through the smoke, you can't really see anything.
Yeah, we have X-ray vision on. We have the Superman superpowers. Look at Forever. He's so smart. He's so cagey. They think he's in here. No, he's long gone. He's back in the U-shape house. He's dosey-doed you and bamboozled you.
And because of the smoke, you can't really hear those footsteps away from that building there. Genji, I think that's the only vehicle they can use. Unless the tire was popped from the other side.
I'm not... Yep, you're right. By the way, New Happy's the one shooting at this from approximately Jupiter into this fight. They're just seeing if they can catch something, maybe pop a tire if they could see it. Now, Forever hears this. Okay, that's going to reveal his location. The counterfire isn't fast enough. Forever on the go. He's going to come around the side, see if anybody... He knows they're over on this end, and Pio's getting up on the roof to get a top angle, get some good damage into Forever, but it isn't going to be enough to get the finish. Oh, and he's on top, and he's going to get the job done. Genji, in a extremely long, protracted battle, comes out ahead.
Yeah, without Pio, I think Forever was going to get that knock into Anonix, but after seeing Pio on top of the roof there, the aim actually traced into Pio. Yeah, without having that information, kept his teammate alive. Also got the kill coming from that rooftop. Nicely done by the 2. 4 AM going out this early in that final game can't be a good sign going into day number 4.
So, meanwhile, while this is going on, they're showing us the map so you can see what the other teams have done. Detonation Gaming is off your screen to the northeast, coming in very, very late. Meanwhile, Entis is going to find a favorable circle with their late entrance into the southwest side. They're going to have the edge of the second crater field. I don't have a good name for that other crater. There's the crater field, and then there's this other crater, the military base crater. There's because there's the military buildings in it. I don't know what to call it. You have a good name for it?
Yeah, with one good opening from the crater fields. I know exactly what you're talking about on the left there.
Yeah.
But to come up the hill, it's not impossible with the vehicles, but it takes some time.
Oh, that too. That's challenging. No doubt about it. It is an interesting situation, but Entis has gone 2-2. They sent somebody towards Sun Sister. You can see that just to the west there of New Happy as they are looking down at Tianba. Tianba's doing what they do best, being patient, poking and prodding, finding any weakness they can exploit in the positions of the other teams. The final code of the day arrives up on top above MCG and WZNQUKJ56R8A. For any of you who have your client open and want to get that in there. Sorry if I was a little too fast for you, but we got games to talk about as Pio does have a motorcycle, and him and Anonix are able to find vehicles to get out of this.
Yeah, pretty sure chat's got you covered with that code. Just copy and paste. Be a nice guy. Make sure you don't have a typo in there. Sometimes it just never works.
Yeah, sometimes you think you've got it, and then you accidentally mistype a little bit there. As Zhao Yang, ooh, infantry. 9's going to be the one to find 2Heart. As Griffin's trying to do something up on the northern side of the circle to rotate a little bit closer together, and it's going to be 2Heart. That top fragger for Griffin going down.
Made a pretty long rotation from that western side of Miramar all the way from Cobreria, going down this. From the roadside, you know there are a lot of teams on top of these hills, and it's too high up that you can't really have the angle. But you can actually, from that hillside, you can actually look into like 600, 700 meter far. So infantry, they will have a lot of those information before going down.
The interesting thing for Infantry is there is Detonation Gaming White that's rolling up on that mountaintop as well from the east, and we'll see if that plays out. PO, in the meantime, just seeing what's available at the center, hoping that him and Anonix can use this canyon to get something kind of safe, but all they're going to find for now is a rock in the middle of a ditch.
Yep. Yeah, because that challenge against 4 a.m. doesn't really have the full squad, but still right near MCG. And MCG, they did lose a member from what I saw, but because of their angle, I think they can actually keep Genji safe from Pero, from VLG, and a lot of these teams that are going to climb from that northern side.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where you just pull up and you go, well, this is fine, this'll do.
Yeah.
Detonation Gaming White, in the meantime, still, they got kind of bullied off of the mountain, and now they send it down towards Afrika, and VLG's on top of this as well, and this is not looking good for Detonation Gaming White.
Not at all. Afrika getting on top, Pero, and also VLG getting a taste of that rotation. Yeah, when you make that big shift, now that circle is on to the east. Even worse for them.
Yeah, it just was, they had not a lot to work with, and they tried something and they cut right through an area where there's just a lot of teams that can see you. And Gokuri does survive and get in, but at what cost, as 3 of his teammates fall. And right on top of Pero with a 2-2 split. Now I'm a little worried about Pero. They gotta think about getting together here.
I don't think they can now with that poke from OPGG. And they might just actually stay there unless they have just direct motorbikes to go through with a few smokes onto top where XTD is actually at. Unless that happens quickly enough, I don't think they can have a full squad.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that too. It all just depends on, I don't know what the vehicle situation is like. That's kind of what, if there were motorcycles, maybe. Then maybe that would be the way that I think that there's a chance they could get it done. Otherwise, it is going to be, like you said, very, very difficult. Afrika now just getting into the edge of the circle, and they're going to work their way from there. This is more what I'm used to seeing Afrika Freaks doing, to be honest.
Yep, against VLG, both teams having an understanding they're out there onto the other side of this hill. I don't think Afrika is going to challenge into Pero, just taking the side of the next hill and then staying put just against K7. Should be good enough, and K7 is still just bursting out fire against Gokuri from DGW, and I don't think he's gonna last too long.
Yeah, he's been spotted by Zennon now, and Zennon almost able to find the angle onto Gokuri. He can finish the vehicle off, blow it up, and if there's some bad luck for Gokuri, this is why he's moving away from it, because if it blows up and lands on him, he dies. Instead, it does a backflip, lands, 10 out of 10, the judges like that. But Gokuri here is able to move back behind it.
Yeah, we'll be safe for maybe a couple of more minutes, unless all the other teams, which I think there's a big chance for Sun Sisters to come into this dip. Also, knowing that there is a vehicle and infantry all the way from north. Now, finally, they moved out from the mountainside.
I see GEX over on the west, heading towards it. Infantry now, they've got Griffin hanging out in the warehouse. 9 is observing this. Asura takes some damage. Tianba, they're on the south side, but once again, it's going to be the Sun Sisters in their way. Let's see if the Sun Sisters can turn their fortunes around in this one.
There's infantry. They got the early, not a lead in rotation, but Griffin just let them come down, which was sort of weird. I thought Griffin was going to challenge the rotation of infantry. And now they're somewhat trapped as the circle's coming on them.
I think Griffin's a little shell-shocked right now. I think they're having a bit of a difficult time making good decisions. And then they do stuff like this where they're just ripped right out of their vehicles. This is going to be another one almost assuredly. They're trying to side seat swap. Doesn't quite work out. Now they do come through here, and then they get out and right into Hikari. Oh no! Okay, it's actually Roa from Afrika Freaks. Lambu gonna finish off Griffin in 15th place. Another bad day for them as they are going to be right towards the bottom of the leaderboard.
Oh, it's Griffin. They 100% knew that VLG was there, and also Afrika, because they did get that shot from not very far from where they are at right now. But knowing that infantry is right in front of you, well, tough luck. You are just lost out of nowhere. You just have to make that rotation.
It's so hard if you're trying to get in around phase 4 or 5 if you haven't already taken that position. This is where Entus is finding a lot of success. They make their moves early.
Yes.
Compared to some of these other teams, and it's been a big part of their success story so far.
Yeah, Griffin, it was a uphill to climb. You can't really get that much speed anyhow, so it was tough, but K7...
Gokuri, with some help from Booyah, wipes New Happy out of this match and out of the day. Holy
in a split second.
Cow.
New Happy...
Oh, no. Oh, no,
disappeared from the map.
Oh, my God, no. Oh, what? No. What happened? No, I can hear the Korean casters. We have a complete. I can hear them like crying.
A disaster, and Tiamba's going to come for the challenge as they saw the knocks. We see the fight here, but this is the push.
Oh no!
This is just a cleanup duty from now on.
What happened?
And Indigo picks the last kill onto Kendusu from the lower angle. As Tiamba found the perfect timing. Basically,
they blew it. Poly had a bad grenade. Is all that happened there, and
yes,
that's just good fortune for Tiamba.
Yeah, Poly just cooked their own teammates and gave opportunity for Tiamba, who was actually having a tough time coming in, either diving into Substitious or rotating from the eastern side. So somewhat lucky there.
Well, let's put that one in our bag and save our disappointment for another day, as Infantry has rocked and rolled towards MCG, but we've seen it time and again here so far throughout this tournament that MCG is very good in close quarter situation. Infantry no slouches themselves, so this ought to be a really good fight. There's no choice. Both teams have to go at it. Longsker trying to look around the corner, but Evil Lee is there with that right side peek. Going to be using that to his advantage as Longsker peppering some shots. Actually, that's a Gen G or VLG. I can't tell exactly which.
I think VLG.
I think you're right. And that's going to, a grenade there, some damage is going to send Longsker packing to the back side of this, as that RV is going to be the back end holding for 9. And even still, Longsker trying to find a flank, and it's really difficult for him.
Yeah, I think they're challenging into Afrika, and they should know, VLG should know that Afrika is right next to them, so this big squad fight is about to happen somewhere. Ooh.
Good thing you're prone. Ooh, but now the fire's on you. That's going to burn him. There's no way he can get that heal off in time. He is going to be knocked, and that is going to be the opening for Infantry that they want to push onto this. Immediately into the house, swarming like bees. And now it is, okay, so Summer is still the only one knocked here, but they come into the house, and that's going to be Evil Lee down.
Lin finding that right time. I think the communication was right on point for Infantry, but GEX is also pushing right on them. They got the knock. They have no idea that they're right next to him, finally getting a peek.
GX needs to take this fight and win it. Maoye finds 2 quick and easy. Longsker and 9 are knocked. Takey's gonna come through, try to steal those. GX with a fantastic third party. There's only one left here. Detonation Gaming goes down in the back, but it is going to be Infantry who takes MCG down. Zhao Yang, sole survivor now. 5 kills for Infantry, but GX, wonderful timing on this.
Yeah, wonderful timing. They needed the push, and they are going to get that finish. Exactly what you have mentioned, Paper Thin. They need to get these massive finish and look for fights. Kill points is what matters a lot in this tournament, and showing that aggressive play. Finally, GEX is going to manage to do once.
I love it. I absolutely love this move by GX. Yes, that's the edge of the circle, but you need to get those points where you can, and they do a fantastic job of paying attention to their sound cues and their kill feed. Now, OGN has an uphill battle to Tianba, but Tianba has been wounded throughout this game, and Entus still has 4 up.
This is an angle where Tianba can't really get too much fire down from the buildings. They basically know, because they're up against 4 men, they have to wait in the stairs or those quick choke points against the squad of OGN. As Genji actually breaking a lot of teams apart on top.
Genji is pinched between like 3 different teams, and they're making it work somehow, some way. You can see it on the bottom right-hand corner with the picture-in-picture. This fight between Entus and Tianba, we're focusing on this because these are the top teams in this particular lobby.
Yes.
So we need to watch this fight.
Yes, Lorenz still looking for that option. Oh, Entus actually might not go directly. Okay, like this patient, it's always OGN. They check one by one all corners and then move into the next house. Love this move, even though it requires a lot of resources from them. It's better to keep the full squad up.
100%. And I'm really kind of hoping that Genji can make this work as I watch that bottom right-hand screen, but PO does go down. They've been doing such a good job. 7 kills with a bad start to this against 4am. They lose 2. They did win the battle. And I say bad because they lose 2, not because they particularly did bad in that fight.
In the middle, Entus actually get a kill? Reaching out all the way far into VLG.
Look at Entus, they're like, we know you're not going to push on us, Tiamba, so we're going to go shoot at everybody else in this lobby while we wait. We're both in circle. We can wait this out. We've got better sight lines onto this stuff. Now, Gen G does get 7th place. In Onyx and PO, you got to give them a lot of credit. They stepped up big time.
Even though how bad their starting was, 7th place is not the worst with just 2 men alive with a few more kills. Basically stolen away from VLG. Now, OGN finally making that push after somewhat other fights were controlled on the northern side.
Yeah, and now it is going to force a fight because of the circle movement between Tianba and Entus. Entus, no slouches in close quarters combat. Under is an absolute master at these situations.
Less than 30 seconds, but look at this 180 control. This is going to be insane.
Look at this gun Lorena has.
12K.
The S12K. This is a fantastic gun in this situation. One of the best.
Angle they cover from that side, and OGN, they know they have to push right now. 11 seconds before the circle closes.
I'm just leaving this building if I'm Entus, to be honest with you.
Like, just
I'm not going up these stairs. I've seen too many teams.
Oh, they're
mess
coming
this
up.
All right, well, here we go. Let's
this angle covered.
Don't do it. I don't think they should. I think they should back off. If they can't find a knock with that nade, they stun themselves. They come around the corner. It's going to be M200 going down here. Entus doesn't even get knocked. Now Lorena with that Saiga, seeing if he can find something. He has level 3 gear, but is it extremely beat up. Comes up and over. Gets 1, doesn't get the finish.
The circle's closing now. OGN, Entus has to go. Indigo turns around and gets the kill. That was almost too dangerous. With 2 knocks, we're going to be in the worst of a position.
That stopped my heart. Wow. My heart is just like starting up again, and
it's 12K, man.
Oh, it's so good. It's one of my favorite guns to see because it can absolutely 1v4 a team if you get a good one. Motorcycle available for Entus. That is so fortunate for them to have in this situation, but right in the view of Lockslock takes a little bit of damage. OGN so far holds tight.
This place is okay, but OGN, they are lacking vehicles, and I don't know how many smokes that they have. I don't think they will last too long against K7, but the shots are coming in, so that's good signs. And with that sign, with that turret setup on the back, they're running into K7. This is the play they need.
Oh, Kale is being that. He's already done it successfully one time today, so they're going to rely him on again. And this time, they're getting shot on the side. Sungjong is knocked. There could be another knock coming through here. Finish onto Sungjong. Pero and OPGG dusting it up as OPGG might just be about to be wiped out of this one. Kale now has found his way up to the side of the hill. K7 doesn't seem like they know too much. They got to be careful. There's a guy on the right from Kale. Good shots with him and Indigo. Going to get 1, but now he's going to pay the price. Indigo got Zennon here, so it is a 2-for-1 right now for Entus.
Yeah, and just spraying down K7. They had no idea they were this close to the fight under Indigo is the last one all the way on the back for Entus. And Pero, they do have the full squad. It's going to be about the 2nd place finisher, either K7 or Entus.
Yeah, Pero doesn't want anyone to have any breathing room. Indigo stands up, gets 1. Can he find another? We have Pero. No, he isn't able to get the trigger down in time. Mamu is going to finish Entus off in 3rd place. K7 going to get the res here in a 2v4, it looks like. It's going to take one heck of a miracle from K7 to get this done.
Yeah, and Pero with that angle split apart 2-2 already in that next circle, as they have to still come up the hill. There are some rocks that you can use, but because Pero, they stayed in the building for such a long time, they have a lot more resources to use compared to K7. And of course, outnumbered by far, but miracles can happen in this angle.
Absolutely. Zennon and Buyohu, they're working around the side. They're cutting off as much of Pero's angles as they can. This is what you do. Get Pero in a line, and then you can just kind of mow them down one by one. Make it as easy as possible. Give yourself as little room to change your angles. All right, Mill takes a bunch of damage in the opening exchange from Zennon. It's going to send him back pushing, and 3 members of Pero right here. If you get a good grenade from K7, that could actually change the tides of this battle.
Yeah, right there, Zennon misses 1, going next to his teammate, proning down, just buying some time, but the circles are closing on them. Pero, it seems like they have the chicken dinner cooked and ready. That's the member down. Now, Puyo, the last one alive. It is going to be Petrichor finally getting that chicken dinner, matching it 6-6 between Korea and China to finish up day number 3.
Yeah, they did a good job early on.